Welcome back, folks. We got one more 70-star Division 2 race coming out for you in our 70-star league. We got m0m0 versus Blue Esports' own JMill. I'm Electric, and I'm so hyped to calm this race for y'all. We're going to get some m0m0 Stargates in the chat. We're probably going to get a couple of Vaporings on JMill's cam side. But before that, let's go ahead and look at these standings. As we can see, m0m0 in a comfy 7th place, 302 points. So with a win, he could rocket himself all the way up, potentially over Zine, depending on how great this win is. Meanwhile, JMill, unfortunately, sitting in 12th with a straight string of 6 losses. Going to be hoping to win this race to gain some points to maybe move up in these standings before we get over to the playoffs. But for now, let's see how this race ends up turning out. We've got some pretty nice players coming up here. JMill's just had a couple of issues with some big mistakes in his races ultimately. But we're getting started here. Got our intros going on. m0m0, of course, on the JP version, as always. I'm thinking he just doesn't own an English card at the moment. Perfectly understandable. If your main grind is on 16 or 120 or something, and you're in a foreign country where English cards aren't as common as pennies, then I can see it. It's only about 3 seconds or so that you'll lose. But because of that version difference, m0m0's going to have a faster intro, but going to be losing a little bit of time throughout the rest of the run. Nana Choose, this race is also a pre-record, so there will not be post-race interviews, unfortunately. SM64 carts are the currency in New Vegas. It makes a little bit more sense than Sunset Sarsaparilla Stars. JMill with a very, very weird lineup there. Honestly, I'm not super surprised that didn't quite work out. That's the big problem that I would tend to have with that rightward kick setup for Lakitu Skip, is that, like, I just couldn't get the consistent lineup. Dan J. Brown, so in English, they add a section where Peach reads her letter, which takes a little bit more time, but throughout the run, every text box on JP loses a little bit of time. There are some text boxes that are just longer on Japanese because of the way the text is structured, and the text boxes themselves scroll at a slower maximum rate. Oh, JMill with a little bit too far right of an angle in order to be able to get this clip here. Not sure what exactly he's trying to accomplish here. I don't know what this would do. Okay. I think he's going to be going for an island hop instead. That's an interesting decision. Haven't really seen anyone do that before. I mean, with the time he spent on that... Oh, and missed the island hop attempt, too. Laughing it off, though. With the time he spent on that side flip, he pretty well could have respawned the bomb and gone for another clip attempt. m0m0 with a 12-9. So m0m0 a full slide star ahead. JMill going to be entering the slide now. I'm thinking JMill's either going to get a 12-8 or a 13-9. I'm not exactly sure with how he played through that bomb clip. But we got m0m0 already in Womps. The premium stage for resets. Let's see, he's going likely for Owlus first. Yep. 12-9 from JMill. Nice comparable slide time. A great Owlus attempt from m0m0. Already working his way into Womps. Cannonless attempt from m0m0. Going for the full setup, no texture shenanigans today. Oh, but misses. Sometimes, like, it's just the ledge grab position is slightly off, or something with the way you move the stick is ever so slightly wrong. It's very, very easy to fail that trick. JMill with texture setup. Oh, misses it his first try too. Losing a little bit less time to the fail. At least with texture setup, it feels like it's your fault for missing the star and not the game's fault. With the standard full setup, it can feel really weird to just feel like you're not doing anything wrong and the game is what's costing you. Normal with the second try here. And it's good. Nice. Let's see from JMill's side. Going for Pro Cycle 100 coin instead of Cannonless. Saving that last Cannonless attempt for later. Maybe he thinks that spacing out the attempt would give him a little bit of a better chance at actually making it this next try. Oh, very, very nearly running right into the wild blue star. That backflip backup. I can't say I've seen that before. Misses the edge for the double jump, though. Just not quite on his game today. I'm not sure what exactly is going on with JMill, but a lot of early mistakes. I mean, these are perfectly acceptable mistakes that make sense for someone to make, but it's just they're kind of just all piling on one another. I wonder if maybe he's like a bit out of practice, or if it's just not a great day for whatever reason. But m0m0 pulling off a very, very nice 100 coin, already 2 stars ahead. Let's see here. Very nice ending from both. JMill getting a much, much better ending than his start, at least.
Here we go! Here we go!
Let's see, m0m0 working his way into the last 2 stars of the stage, but JMill still has a decent amount to work his way through. Still has to get a Cannonless attempt through, and I believe still an Owlless attempt as well. Oh, that was... Oh, man. Didn't get a ledge grab there, and to add insult to injury, walked off of the plank by accident afterward. He's able to get that wall kick back up to work, though. Let's see. He's going for texture again, interestingly. And it's good this try. Okay, that's something. But m0m0 already threw chip off Whomp's block, the longest singular star in the stage. Unless he makes some pretty brutal mistakes on top of the fortress, he's going to be leaving Whomps with a significant lead over JMill. Oh, JMill almost getting that wall kick strat off the double jump, but not quite coming through. I wonder if maybe some of his MU muscle memory is coming through for some reason. I'm just not sure what these play mistakes are from. Just whatever he's trying just doesn't quite seem to be working in Whomps. Hopefully he's able to shake some of this off before he gets much further in the stage. The fence clip strat. Finally, a star seems to start going decently for him. So we got m0m0 with a second slide. Let's see here. I'm going to call a 12-8 on this one. And there we go. m0m0 with a nice little improvement on his first slide time. JMill, meanwhile, has to get to the top of the fortress, and then he can join m0m0 in these sliding and flying shenanigans. Okay, let's see JMill. Top of the fortress. Fence clip triple. He manages to get up there very nicely with his first triple attempt. m0m0 with some nice flying. Going really, really low on those last 2 coins, but still making it work. Making it look super, super clean.
Here we go!
And so now JMill entering his second slide. I'm going to go ahead and say a 12-7 from him this time around. As m0m0 works his way into Dark World. Pretty nice bit of a lead already forged in the intro here. He's in a pretty nice spot. Oh, a 13 flat from JMill. Just a 0.1 worse than his first. see m0m0's Dark World, though. He's on good pace for Shig Cycle. He's got the switch press and everything. Let's see, no speed kick here. Speed kick really doesn't do much for you if you're not going for Shia Cycle or better. And in fact, it can actually slow you down if you don't quite slow down enough with the speed kick so that your triple ends up going all the way over the wall that you normally wall kick off of. But a nice shake from m0m0. Oh, jumping right off the platform, though. You can see the surprise on his face there. Wasn't quite expecting that outcome. And JMill having to kind of circle back around for this last coin may have been a bit intentional so that he can attempt a rollout slide skip. Just a little bit too low for it, though. And then released A just a little bit too early for the tech skip to work out. m0m0 with his first Bowser throw. Very clean. JMill with the Rage Mario camming during the star cutscene. I've always thought it's kind of strange how they let you mess with the camera during those cutscenes. But m0m0 done with Dark World, pretty well unscathed. Let's see if JMill can start to pick up his momentum in this stage. He's off to a pretty rough start, but if he's able to pick things up in this stage, it can be a pretty big confidence boost. Nice fence clip there. He's going for the standard Shig movement here. Looks good. He knows the cheese block is on kind of a weird part of its rotation, so he wastes that little bit of time around the island there. Oh! Using that kick to narrowly make it over that gap. Very, very nice. Overall, really clean Dark World. Pretty nice match to m0m0's as m0m0 goes on in for Sky Jump here. With the rollout box break, that's pretty precise. JMill with the brutal bonk on the stairs, though. That's one of those bonks that I kind of talked about 2 races ago. Like, when Mario just keeps falling back and you can't do anything about it but just watch. It just... Ugh. I wish the developers would have put something like, if you just mash all the buttons, maybe he'll get up. But as it stands, like, when you bonk like that, you just have to live with your mistake. m0m0 now entering Cool Cool Mountain. Penguin Star first. Interesting order here. This order is good if you're not quite as confident in wall kicks will work, because doing the Penguin Star first ensures that you won't get the text box at the start of the stage ever again. Whereas if you go for wall kicks first and miss it, you have to deal with the text box again, which causes even more time loss from a fail. Although I will say, Penguin Star with the text box is a little bit awkward to time since you're having to jump right after closing out the box. Let's see JMill's Sky Jump as m0m0 goes in for his slide skip, saving that wall kicks will work star for last, looks like. JMill also with a nice clean Sky Jump. Just a slight miss on the ground pound there, but it's depth perception is already weird in this game, and in the case of Sky Jump, timing the ground pound can be a little bit weird, especially if you jump from an uncommon position. And the ground pound for RNG manip from JMill definitely wasn't a missed long jump attempt. That's always the worst, especially like when you know that you consciously hit Z and A separately. It's just for whatever reason the game registered them together. Most of the time, the fact that Z and A simultaneously results in a ground pound works out for you, but occasionally it causes those random pounds like that, and it's always infuriating. JMill gets a bonk off this edge of the platform here, but trying to close it out with a triple jump here, making the wall kicks work in the more intended way. It's that bonk that JMill took off the corner of that platform. That can be another one of those just deadly slow deaths, deadly slow bonks, where you bonk off the corner there, Mario oofs next to the fence and then falls off the stage, and it takes like an extra 6 or 7 seconds just to fall. So infuriating. JMill moving on with, I believe, CCM 17. I might have missed if he already did slide skip, but no, he couldn't have with 14 stars. m0m0 working his way through CCM 18 with this penguin race. He's got a pretty decent coin count going for him. Still can miss one. Let's see how the rest of the star goes. These are looking pretty good, though. Yep, nice 85 coins. m0m0 gonna wait around to make sure the penguin is by. If you long jump before the penguin comes through, the penguin does have the capability to just push you off the ice bridge, and you'll still get the star, but you'll take a death right after without the penguin star. JMill finishing off with his CCM 1700 coin, though. m0m0 already done with his 18. And JMill still has another star to grab. Just really unfortunate deficit he's already forged at the beginning of this race, but it looks like he started to pick up his play a bit and started to get more into the groove of the game. So it's certainly not over yet. m0m0 working his way into Big Boo's haunt. Starting off with a bookcase star. A little bit of a different order than most go for. Typically, we see players go for Boo first. But m0m0 still getting it very, very cleanly. JMill is now going to be joining him over in Big Boo's haunt. m0m0 with the side flip wall kick strat. Lands a little bit further from the door than he probably would have liked. Thank you so much, Crispy Hanako, for the raid with 5 million people. Wow, so many viewers. Hope your stream went well, my friend. JMill has his bookcase star. Still has to take care of Big Boo. He's well on his way to getting out of the stage. This is the dive into the Boo. Able to kill him with the kick, though. And we got m0m0 heading down to the basement. Has one pillarless ahead of him. JMill could either decide on HMC early or the double plus strats. I'm thinking HMC early is a bit more likely, but we'll have to see. And we got JMill with the interesting camera angles. I don't think I've ever seen anyone readjust the camera to make sure they got the Boo slide, but it works out. Okay, m0m0 with his first plus attempt here. He's got the re-grab and everything. He's got his double jump through. He's got a pretty decent angle, and he's in there. Nice. And that's all the plus weight off of m0m0's shoulders. JMill potentially going in for 2. Could add a little bit more stress, considering how well that first attempt went for m0m0. No kittens. I don't know who 33L is. He's not here. I'm his cousin, 4L4 Fire. We got m0m0 though with a nice, clean klepto grab. JMill with his first plus attempt, potentially of 2. Oh, barely missing the double jump there. Oh, man. We got JMill having to go for a backup klepto here. Plus attempts not really working out for him already. I'm thinking we'll see an HMC early on his side. Oh, m0m0 missing one of his reds here. If if you miss too many reds or otherwise have to take too much slowdown, this section can be really, really rough.
Here we go!
All right. Oh, and then the blow up right in his face. Oh, man. This is not working out super well for JMill. Plus is the name of the trick that JMill is going for right now. It, in some ways, could be considered a variation of the bomb clip in Bomb on Battlefield. Basically, what you're trying to do is grab the bomb on the very last frame before it actually explodes, which results in you having the biggest bomb possible intersecting with Mario's hitbox. Another blow up on JMill's side, and he doesn't even have any stars to back up for, so he's having to wait for the respawn here. But once you get that big bomb, you go a step further and you actually go for a glitch regrab. JMill, I'm not even sure what he's about to go for. He's already got Klepto and everything else worked out. He's going to go for the pillars without the shell. Okay. I've never, ever seen this before. I don't even know how this would work. Okay, barely even having that ledge grab there. Oh, boy. But yeah, the regrab you do allows more movement options, and so you're able to traverse the terrain while also having a longer fuse timer. And it's very, very difficult. Probably the most difficult, like, singular trick in the game, just due to its precision. Every movement to it is very precise. Not quite as precise as the original frame-perfect regrab, but it requires a ton of practice to get consistent at. Nice triple bully kill from m0m0. And JMill committing to double plus, despite the first one using pillars without shell. Okay. Okay. Nanichi was pointing out the absurdity of the way I worded that. I mean, like, I would say that pillarless as a whole is more difficult than any one element of TTC 100. But I could definitely see the argument that TTC 100 as a whole is more difficult due to all the precision required for a much longer period of time. JMill finally gets a plus attempt out, though, and manages to get out of SSL with both of the stars he wanted. Okay, carpetless is definitely harder, but we don't talk about that. We're not going there. It wouldn't even belong in 70. Like, I don't even think if you did a perfect carpetless, it would still be fast enough to warrant being in 70. Very, very nice hot log rolling from JMill, though. As m0m0 goes on in for elevator tour. Had a nice lava boost. Overall, pretty nice stage for m0m0. Commentator just a little bit too preoccupied with the plus mishaps on JMill's side. Oh, JMill taking a burn on that last jump dive. Should be in a decent spot still, though. Messing up any movement on those reds could cause the puzzle pieces to just go haywire, and it's not fun to deal with. All right, m0m0 working his way into DDD. Pretty substantial time loss on JMill's side, but it is certainly not over. A lot of difficult stages to come that could very easily offset this race. Well, JMill taking a death on one of the volcano stars. I think that was a lava boost attempt. Going again for this really interesting form of lava boost. I think that was sort of an Akira boost. I'm not even exactly sure. I don't know if I've really seen a boost that involved a double jump like that. Either way, it worked for him, and that's all that matters, for now at least. And we got him bonking right into the wall, just can't quite seem to hold it together at the moment. m0m0 heading towards the sub, rear sub likely. Yep. As JMill moves in for elevator tour. Oh, bonks on that platform, but manages to stay up, taking it very, very safe there. Wants to make absolutely certain he grabs that star. m0m0 with a nice rear sub. All right, let's see how the rest of Fire Sea goes while m0m0 heads on in for his Manta Rings here. Nice ledge grab skip. As m0m0's going to be moving right on into Fire Sea. It might look like JMill is in a very, very dire spot right now, but I mean, just to put it in perspective, if m0m0 makes a significant mistake on the ending of Fire Sea, that could cut the lead like in half, if not more. Let's see how it goes now. He's got the red, got the turnaround fast. The wall kick is good. Going for that 2019 box movement. Looking like he's still on great pace for Lava Boost, though. Oh, taking that dive into the pole, kind of an interesting move there. I think he could still make Lava Boost, but it's going to be very tight by doing that instead of the side flip movement. Not sure if that'll work. Barely works. He clipped onto the platform. That's how close that was. But misses the side flip there. He's able to get the triple jump as a backup, though. But he's not. He pretty much sacrifices that good ending with that. Let's see how practiced he is on the badger, the worst ending. Oh, takes a burn off of that flame shooter. Not quite able to snag the coin without any consequences. He's got his double burn. He's slapped the heart, so he should be good to go. No, Dr. Zeus. They both went for the HMC late route. JMill went for double plus, but at this point, their routes are both the same. And so we got JMill heading on through the rest of chess. m0m0 taking that free burn in the Bowser fight just to waste some time. So now m0m0 going to be moving on into the upstairs. JMill going to be heading on out for rear sub. Yeah, he's got the camera alignment for it and everything. Pretty substantial time loss, but it is certainly not over. As Chad has pointed out, he's well within 5 minutes still of m0m0's time. Let's see how m0m0 goes on Wet Dry World. A lot of difficulties can be had in this stage for sure. JMill missing the dive just a little bit into the star. Now let's see. Yeah, Skeeter was in kind of a weird position. It wasn't quite as close to the blue coin switch as it would be optimally for hitting it first, but it wasn't far enough away that he could have hit it late either. So nice accounting for that kind of weird positioning. Okay. m0m0 got his momentum going on this star, though. Going with that counterclockwise movement around the coins to make sure the amp has less of a chance of bodying him. JMill in Fire Sea now. Can save a little bit of time. Oh, takes the burn early on, though. No more potential time save there. And tries to back it up by going through that metal grate hole. I don't really support that backup decision, but either way, didn't quite get enough horizontal momentum, so taking another death here. I mean, the life counter tells a very grim story, ultimately. JMill's life count should be much higher at this point, but just had to take a lot of deaths, a lot of time loss. Just has not been a great start for him, but he could certainly turn a lot of things around in upstairs. That's for sure. Oh, narrowly missing the red there. That would have probably allowed him to hit Lava Boost, if not get a really nice early LEs. Oh. Oh, bonks right into the side of that mesh there. The rage pauses are starting to come out now. The bully just having its own way with him at this point. He's in red bar. He's about to collect a few coins that should make it a little bit more manageable. Oh, he's took another burn. And he's through the flame shooter at this point, and he's able to slap the heart. Nice long jump to be able to grab the red from that kind of weird spot. Now m0m0 grabbing that elevator star, very nice and clean. Nearly done with wet dry. m0m0 finally in the fire sea fight. Let's see m0m0. Very, very nice triple jump to the top of the town there. And so now m0m0's moving on to grab 3 stars in the unmentionable stage. As JMill working his way on upstairs now. Full stage behind, but we've seen players shorten up leads like this very, very considerably. So it's certainly still not over. THI can even come with his fair share of deaths. That spot where the second secret is, the invisible wall that forms the edge of the stage actually is a fair distance away from the edge of that green platform. So if you like get burned or just plain overrun it by accident, you could actually fall off the edge of the world and void out and die, just because the devs really hate you and put the edge of the stage way further out. Now m0m0 going on in for top of the mountain star. Or top of the island, as it were. Not going for the mountain clip, instead opting for this triple jump sliding movement here. JMill starts out his 100 coin. Awkward spider position. He's going to be cutting the blue timer a little bit close. Okay, he's got them all. Phew. If you only miss 1 blue, there are enough backup boxes to compensate, but if you miss 2, you just have to go for Shocking Arrow as a backup and just accept the time loss. It's pretty devastating. And JMill managing to get that ledge grab skip, even with the oh, narrowly able to avoid the amp on that little fall there. Let's see if this box has better coin RNG for him. Having a little bit of trouble with that dive. That dive is like very, very underrated in its difficulty. You have to pretty precisely time the jump going into the dive. Oh, JMill thought he would get one of those 2 coins at least, but now he's going to have to grab the safety box at the very, very end. Pretty unfortunate 100 coin, but oh no. He's got all the coins on the line, so this mistake isn't as bad as it could have been, but still devastating that he was that close and just barely managed to fall down. All right, now let's see on m0m0's side. Going on in for his mount. Oh, misses the long jump entirely. Doesn't even get an attempt on the log wall kick. Is this a one-off mistake, or is this the start of JMill's potential comeback here? Nice backup reds from m0m0. JMill moves on in for that triple jump. Goes for the awning wall kick. Doesn't even get his triple to come out, though. Oh, man. And then that time just doesn't have enough height. I think he just didn't hold A long enough after the wall kick. he will not give up this strat. Oh, man. I mean, I can definitely sympathize with that mindset of, I know I can do this. Why won't you let me do this? But it just, when a strat isn't working, at some point you just kind of have to give it up. m0m0 already grabbing that top of the waterfall star. Oh, goes for that very weird wall kick there. I'm not quite sure what's going on JMill's side. He's having a true Mario meltdown right now on the star. Let's see. He just can't get the awning wall kick to come out. Go for the standard movement. Just go around. He's refusing, though. Oh. Losing so much time to what ultimately amounts to a relatively free star. I mean, it's certainly not perfectly free, but you shouldn't be losing more than maybe 10 seconds to this star on any condition. Oh, man. m0m0 working his way very strongly through TTM. Had a little bit of an issue with his log wall kicks, but he's working right through them. I mean, he's pretty well cleaning out the stage now. Goomba in kind of an awkward position, but he's able to account for it very nicely. And JMill is finally able to get through the express elevator, but I don't really think he hurried up, as the star name would suggest him to do. m0m0, though, just about done with TTM. One more quick little one to grab. No breezeless attempt. I mean, it certainly wouldn't cost him his lead at this point, but I also just, I can definitely understand not wanting to go for such a finicky trick. So m0m0 working his way into Snowman's Land, a full 2 stages ahead of JMill. In one of those stages, he had to grab 5 separate stars in. So it's starting to get a little bit dire for JMill. There's starting to be not quite enough game left to really catch up. I think JMill just is kind of accepted the way that he's been playing and may just kind of be waiting for the timer to run out. Not exactly sure. m0m0, though, very, very nice first star in SL. Let's see how the rest of these go. Deep freeze coming right up. Very, very nicely done. That star can occasionally give issues, especially as a backup for Snowman's Head, but overall, I mean, with how short the star is, it's very easy to practice it and just grind it into consistency. JMill taking a very early slide, totally missing the third secret there. Let's see. m0m0 gets up the Snowman's Head now. JMill takes a very weird slide there, so he's not able to get to the island with it. At least he didn't take a death. Nothing feels worse than taking a death after getting every secret. It takes a crouch, and then he's just crawling over there. Okay. Baby Mario's origin story coming out for you today, apparently. m0m0 with the chill bully star. And with that, m0m0 is heading down to HMC, maintaining that 2-stage lead. And JMill, I think that ground pound might be a little bit too low. Oh, nope, he still got the star. Okay. I thought it was going to be a little bit too low for a star get. m0m0, nice MIPS grab, moving on into HMC. Oh, got a little bit of a bonk on the wall. At least it didn't put him back like a true bonk would have. JMill just... I can understand being frustrated, but I mean, he wasted an additional 10 seconds to get a strat that saves a third of a second. That just, for a race, that's just not an acceptable trade-off at all. I mean, that's part of the racing skill. I mean, something like that is totally fine. Like if you've already given up on all chance of a PB and you're just wanting to do a no reset. But in a racing situation where every 10 seconds will cost you a point, I mean, it really matters. Now, wait, he already grabbed the star, right? I'm not wrong in thinking that. He's going right back in for it. I think he's pretty well done. I think he's... I mean, I hate to say it. What?
Here we go!
Okay. Okay. that just happened. I don't even know what to say about that. m0m0 working his way on through HMC. I mean, it's rough because you don't want to be discouraging of these players for their attempts, but it definitely, m0m0's pretty well got this in the bag at this point. I mean, with how substantial the time loss is on JMill's side, catching up, especially with the momentum m0m0 has and the ultimately anti-momentum that JMill seems to have, m0m0 pretty well seems to have this in the bag, but it seems like JMill is still at least trying to fight. Oh, no, that's the worst. Having to consider how he's going to back this up. Doing this star as a backup can be a little bit challenging. The camera angle can be a little bit weird. Everything just, it's a little bit harder to work out. m0m0, I think m0m0's really the only player I've ever seen go for and get Christmas Miracle with the insta dive like that. It just works for him so well. Very, very nice HMC. He's working his way right on up to Tippy and on pretty decent pace to boot. With a really, really good Tippy. I'm not an expert in paces, but I believe this could high 49 still. We might be looking already at a low 50 situation, but either way, a very, very solid run from m0m0. Oh, m0m0, or sorry, JMill taking the bonk at the end of the shrooms. There's a reason they call those scary shrooms. m0m0 now at the 50-star door, heading on up for the hardest two stages in the game. Flying away. Okay, m0m0 with a Lakitu bounce attempt. Very, very nicely done. I believe, I could be getting my sides flipped, but I believe the right side of that wooden plank makes the whole strat a little bit harder, but still very, very easily doable. You just have to do a little bit more finagling with the stick to make sure you hit Lakitu. JMill has his mountain, or log wall kick now, though. And getting on top of the mountain. I think he's already got his waterfall star. Okay, so now m0m0 going on in for reds. Let's see these pro reds, hopefully. Honestly, despite that strat being a little bit more difficult to do, that like single jump into the wall kick, I feel like the actual wall kick and like the get up where the first red is a bit easier, because with the alternate strat where you do a triple jump instead, if you get a firstie, you're just donezo. And I think if you have too much speed generally, then other wall kick frames won't work. JMill falling right off the edge, going for reds again. Oh, man. m0m0 going on in, probably for tricky triangles. Let's see. Yeah, his cam's going for tricky. No left side shenanigans this time around. The left side movement on tricky triangles is just something else. He's got that rollout over the flame shooter. That rollout is very precise. Overall, really nice performance. All right. Let's see m0m0 go now into swinging in the breeze. I feel like after Lakitu bounce, this star is potentially the second hardest in the stage. Tricky triangles is very easy to get a handle on, but especially this long jump that m0m0's about to go for, you have to have a very, very precise stick position between upright and up. If you go for either of the notches, it won't work. And so you have to make sure that your stick is in a absolutely pristine position during that very narrow window that you actually have, like while you're turning on that yellow platform. Early toad from m0m0. If I remember from Taviskov, early toad is technically not as optimal. You could technically get a better time with late toad, but it's harder to do so. And most of the time, you'll end up with a better time with early toad. JMill with a breezeless attempt. Oh, doesn't get the wall kick. He's going to try again for it, though. See, he's got a decent height. Didn't get the fence to clip him in, though. He's going to go ahead and give up on that strat. As m0m0 moves on in for 100 coin. Nice triple jump wall kick. Such a precise wall kick angle you have to go for there. It's basically no angle at all. Like, you're pretty much right on that 45-degree line between the wall kick counting and not. All right, so m0m0 going on in with the rest of his 100 coin. Oh, has to wait around for this one straggler coin here. And he's pretty well done it. Very, very nice triple there to close out the star. No kick even required on the triple. JMill hitting the fence on Big Snowman's head here. Able to get up there the second try, though. Very, very nice slide wall kick strat. m0m0 having a little bit of trouble with this ending here. You have so little room to get the triple, and you have to basically go right into the wall kick. And then, of course, you're at the mercy of where the thwomp happens to be on its cycle. And, of course, the thwomp head is like one of the worst surfaces to move on in this game. It's worse than standard ice. Like, it doesn't really make sense. Like, you can stand on it just fine, but I think, like, as far as jumping is concerned, it counts more so like a slope that Mario would slide down. It's just very, very awkward to make movement work off of it. All right, now for some time-moving triple jump wall kicks. So these can be pretty finicky. I've personally got this strat 9 times in a row, and then after that happens, managed to fail it like 20 in a row. It's just, for these top-level runners, it's much easier to understand once you have like the mechanics of Mario down very, very well, but ultimately, it's still a very, very precise strat that requires a lot of practice and grinding to make consistent. But the advantage of this strat, though, is every star that you do with it is at least 2 seconds faster, and in particular, get a hand is like, I think, 4 or 5 faster. And get a hand with that movement is so much more fluid than with the left side movement. Left side is so awkward. And the ending is honestly harder than like the rest of the strat or any part of the right side strat. Okay, he went for time stop there. I think that's time slow, though. Yep, so he's going to have to deal now with the very slow clock. Normally on your time moving stars, you want time to go fast, so this is going to be a little bit weird. He's going to have to go for get a hand. Very, very nicely executed, though. And he's going to go ahead and show off for us that kick there. That star is one of the very few in the game that happens to be close enough to a wall that you can do a kick that if it contacts the wall and then contacts the star immediately after, the momentum from the kick gets applied throughout the star get. And you can actually use that kick to make you fall all the way to the death plane and grab the star on what seems to be nothing. It loses time, but it's just so cool to pull out. And now, m0m0 wasn't able to stop time on moving bars either, it looked like. So he's going to have to deal with this weirdness on this platform here. Doesn't get his wall kick, but he can side flip wall kick. Yep, very nice. And now this ending movement is going to be really awkward. That platform just wasn't even there when he needed it. Oh, boy. Okay, what's he going to do now? He's just going to wait for this platform to come up, try to kick onto it. Oh, man. This is the worst. I mean, already trying to do time moving stars is bad on slow clock, but trying to do a time stop star with time moving at all is just, it's a fate worse than death. Okay, m0m0 just has to grab reds. Let's see if he can get time stopped this time around. And it is. It's good. Nice. You can see he's pretty happy that he was able to get that to work this time around. JMill with the bonk, trying to go for that extra optimal movement. I think he just missed the first long jump and decided to just go with it. But with that, m0m0 is at 70 stars. He can pretty well get... he's in nice 51 territory. Oh, the Scuttlebug hitbox. I didn't even think JMill would hit the Scuttlebug with that. Oh, man. JMill misses the first attempt on Christmas Miracle and the backup. This side flip backup is very difficult to make work. You barely have enough height for it, and trying to tell where exactly you are in relation to the wall is hard. Oh boy. Still going for the... How did that work? I thought he was way too close to the wall with that triple jump in order to register a wall kick. If you're too close to a wall when you jump, the game just won't even give you an opportunity to wall kick. So I'm honestly shocked that that worked out for him. Okay, m0m0 having a pretty decent bits. Woodblock movement going well for him with that standing left. Now he's going to be working his way into throws. A mid 51 definitely on the table. JMill not able to get the shig drop to work out right. I mean, a lot of people will call the strat free, and once you've practiced it a few times, it pretty well is, but it does require some precision on like when exactly you're holding the stick back after the kick and such. On your first few attempts through it, it's very, very easy to flub, and when you're experiencing the tilt that JMill likely is, it's easy to make mistakes like that. But m0m0 lands all three of his Bowser throws very handily, and with that, he takes this win with a 51-25. GG's to m0m0 on that win. Unfortunately, JMill just a bit too far behind to be able to manage any points. No one's ever been able to get a 5-minute tippy. GG's to both of these players, and especially to JMill for just trying to stick through with it. I mean, these early mistakes, I'm sure, were extremely tilting, and you know, a lot of people would just straight up quit out early on. But good on him for not forfeiting until m0m0 had already finished his side of the race. And GG's to m0m0 for an awesome performance, 51-25, pretty nice race time, especially for Div 2. Pulling off a full 90-point win, going to give himself a little bit more of a stats boost. He's already at a pretty decent spot in his standings, and so this will just ensure a even more secure spot. Well, that'll do it for the Mario 64 action for today, folks. This has been electric, calming these last few matches. Super happy to have done so. It's been a great time. Don't go anywhere, folks. Even though the Mario action is over, the speedrunning race action is not. We've got some Celeste races coming up, starting with Programmatic versus Aurora Dash. If you've never seen Celeste, it is basically the Mario 64 of 2D platformers. It's very precise, it's very tough, but so much potential to go extremely fast and so much beautiful movement throughout the entire game. So if you've never happened to have seen the gameplay before, definitely check out this race. It's going to be super, super great, super fun. But for now, closing off the Mario action, I'm Electric, and I hope to see you all around tomorrow for the Mario 64 Div 1 races. Peace out, guys, and have a great day. Stick around for those Celeste races.